hope you're fine and safe and always at home. Today's lesson concerns expressing regret. What is regret and how do we express it? So watch this video to the end to find the answers. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe and press on like and share to receive more interesting videos. Are you ready? So let's get started. First of all, what is to regret? So regretting or expressing regret happens when you feel sad about something you did or you did not do. You can express regret, for example, in the following situations. So situation number 1, you did not prepare well for the test. As a result, you failed. So here, the result was not good. It was not satisfactory. That's why you felt unhappy and sad. Thus, you express regret. Another situation where you can express regret is you ate too much. Therefore, you had a terrible stomach ache. So here you can express regret, or you can regret the fact of eating too much because the consequence or the effect was terrible. Now, how do we express regret? So to express regret, we have 4 main structures. The first structure is conditional type 3 or the third conditional. So its form rule is the following: if plus subject plus verb past perfect. Had or hadn't plus past participle of the verb. So the sentence that starts with if, we call it the if clause. Then we move to the main clause. You have subject plus would or wouldn't plus have plus past participle of the verb. So conditional type 3 is used to express regret about something you did or didn't do in the past. For example, I didn't prepare well for the test. Thus, I failed. So let's apply the form of conditional type 3. So we start with if, okay? So the if clause should include the cause sentence, okay? I didn't prepare well for the test. Thus, I failed. I failed because I didn't prepare well for the test. So this is the real situation. I didn't prepare well for the test. Let's imagine the opposite. If I plus had, okay? So the sentence here is negative. In the if clause should be positive. If I had plus past participle of the verb prepare, which is prepared. If I had prepared well for the test, comma, then the main clause, you have subject, okay? If I had prepared well for the test, so here, I failed. So here it's, the sentence is positive. In the main clause, it should be negative. Subject plus wouldn't. I wouldn't. Okay? I wouldn't plus have. Plus past participle of the verb fail, which is failed because it's a regular verb. So if I had prepared well for the test, I wouldn't have failed. Okay? So this is just a regret about a past situation. It's not the real situation. Clear? Good. Another example, I ate too much. As a result, I had a terrible stomach ache. Okay, so let's apply the form. So here the cause is I ate too much. As you see, the sentence is positive. So in the if clause, it should be negative. If I hadn't. If I hadn't. And then you have the verb ate. This is the past of eat. What is the past participle? Of course, it's eaten. If I hadn't eaten too much, comma, then the main clause. In the main clause, the sentence here, in the real situation, the sentence is positive. So in the main clause, it should be negative, okay? I wouldn't plus have. I wouldn't have plus past participle of the verb have, which is had. I wouldn't have had a terrible stomach ache. Is that clear? Good. The second structure used to express regret is I wish and if only. We use the following forms: I wish plus subject plus had or hadn't plus past participle of the verb. So this is the form of the past perfect. Or if only plus subject plus had or hadn't plus past participle of the verb. For example, so we work with the same examples. I wish I had prepared well for the test. If only I hadn't eaten too much. So these sentences are opposite to the real situation. Okay, so these are past wishes that are used to express regret. Bear in mind that contrary to conditional type 3, where you have two clauses or two sentences, with I wish and if only you have just one clause. Clear? Good. The third structure used to express regret is the following: subject plus should or shouldn't plus have plus past participle of the verb. For example, I didn't prepare well for the test. I should have prepared well for the test. So opposite to reality. I ate too much. I shouldn't have eaten too much. Opposite to the real situation. Clear? Good. The fourth and last expression or structure used to express regret is I regret plus verb ing. So with the verb regret, we work with the real situation. For example, I didn't prepare well for the test. So I use I regret and I keep the negation. I did not. So I regret not plus verb ing. I regret not preparing well for the test. Okay? I don't imagine the opposite. So here I work with the real situation. Second example, I ate too much. So I use I regret plus verb ing. Infinitive plus ing. I regret eating too much. Clear? Good. To fully understand regret, let's have a short practice. We have a different situation. I broke my leg because I jumped over the fence. So let's try with the first structure, which is the third conditional. Okay? So before we apply the form, where is the cause? Because the cause should appear in the if clause and the effect should appear in the main clause. Okay? So here you have because I jumped over the fence. So this should appear in the if clause. The sentence here is positive. It should be negative in the if clause. Okay? So if I past perfect. So positive, so the auxiliary should be negative. If I hadn't or had not. If I hadn't jumped, past participle of the verb, so regular, verb plus ed. If I hadn't jumped over the fence, comma. So as you see here, the effect is positive, so it should be negative. Okay? I plus wouldn't. I wouldn't plus have plus past participle of the verb break, which is broken. Good. Wouldn't have broken my leg. Is that clear? Good. So if I hadn't jumped over the fence, I wouldn't have broken my leg. So the real situation is that I jumped over the fence. So that's just a regret. Okay? Let's apply the second structure, which is of I wish if only plus subject plus verb past perfect, had or hadn't plus past participle of the verb. As I told you before, with conditional type 3 we have two clauses, but with if only and I wish we have just one clause. So I work with the cause sums. Clear? I wish, okay, I jumped, so the opposite, I wish I hadn't jumped over the fence. Full stop. Clear? The same thing with if only. If only I hadn't jumped over the fence. Let's move to the third structure, which is of subject plus should or shouldn't plus have plus past participle of the verb. I jumped over the fence. I shouldn't. I shouldn't or I should not have jumped over the fence. Okay? So with the tree structure, we have the opposite of what happened. Okay? But with the fourth and last structure, we work with the real situation. I jumped over the fence. I regret. What? I regret jumping over the fence. Is it clear? Good. Okay, this is the end of the video. I hope that you are now able to express regret using the different structures. If you have any comments, feel free to share. Meet you soon. Thank you for watching.